What if this reality was in fact a hell realm designed to harvest your life force energy? What if this suffering asylum is simply here to squeeze you dry of all your soulful liquids? What if this realm was in fact dictated by higher dimensional entities who are feeding on your suffering emotional energy? And that this entire recycling reincarnation system of forgetfulness continually being brought back here with no remembrance of what came prior or what you in fact really are? What if this entire system was conjured up for the purpose of harvesting us? Because we are just food for these other beings. And we look out into the world, see who's governing this world, and they very well might be controlled by these very entities, which might be why they try to maintain their bloodlines, because their blood, their DNA has been infiltrated by this Wetiko, by this parasite. And they may in fact just be more attuned to these demonic forces. And so many people live in complete forgetfulness, and for good reason, because this world does everything to try to keep us distracted from the truth. But the truth is that, as many spiritual people like to claim, that what we truly are, our essence, awareness itself, source, absolute awareness, is unaffected by all of this. What we really are is unfazed and untouched by these demonic forces. We have seen countless people, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, all these characters who have signified this, who have been a direct representation of the fact that what we truly are is beyond all influence of this realm. Gnostics knew this, the Cathars knew this. There are so many scriptures and teachings pointing to this fact because it is the truth. And it can be realized in this lifetime. And I have other videos covering this. And it is in fact the most simple recognition you can do in your entire life. It may take a lifetime and beyond to cleanse this conditioning that we have adopted. But it only takes an instant to realize that you are more than all of this. And many spiritual people like to take this recognition and really shove it and cover it, this entire earthly experience, with that. And it's often coming from a very intellectual place, because you have to be completely blind to not see that suffering is an integral part of this reality. It doesn't mean it has to be that way, but it is built into the system. And this is often seen, from my experience, in New Age communities, in this 5D proclaiming group of people. This group of people who think themselves as star seeds and all this stuff, that are channeling other beings, right? The message is always the same. Earth is a paradise and you are just here to learn, right? Your soul chose to reincarnate here because it wished to have this human experience. It wished to taste separation. And it is here to regain the awareness of its own core essence. That is the saying. But I don't buy that. I don't believe that. I don't think that is in fact the case, because when you consider the forces that run this world, and when you consider the unfairness, the unjust nature of this system, by the very fact that you forget why you came here. You cannot claim that Earth is a learning experience, that it's a playground, that it's a school for your soul, when you always forget why you came here. And that we have many accounts of people, once they pass over, that they also then forget most of their life, because as soon as you pass over, this life will seem like a dream. And within a short time span, you'll completely forget most of it, because then you'll be washed over with all this love and this peace and all the beings that know you at a soulful level, and your spirit guides opening their arms to greet you. And it's all a ploy to make you forget, to bring you back here and to recycle your soul over and over. But how many lifetimes, how many times do we need to get back here to realize the lessons of these very mundane things? Learning about empathy, learning about compassion, learning about how to be in this world when we are in fact so much more. It seems silly, and it seems even more silly when you start looking into what the afterlife realm is and what people's experiences, having had near-death experiences, is like. Because once you pass over, you already have the answer to all these conundrums that you may have had in this human life. You already have the answer to all the lessons you were here to learn. So why, if you're already aware of all these lessons at a higher level, would you ever need to descend down to have the lessons over again? There's no reason to repeat this. It is an illusion that you're told by these higher dimensional demonic forces to get you back here. They use guilt through this system. You're born into this conditioned human experience, right? Your parents messed you up, your peers messed you up, everybody in your life have conditioned you to become messed up. And so of course, being messed up, you start hurting other people, you do things that you shouldn't have, and you start piling up the regrets, right? So you die and you come to the recognition once you pass over that, yeah, perhaps you could have done better, you should have done better, and you wish you could do better. And your spirit guide taps you on the shoulder and is like, you know, you could if only you came back here. And that's how they lure you in, through guilt tripping you, thinking that you need to do better, you need to make up for all your mistakes, when your mistakes only arose on behalf of the fact that the system was designed to mess you up in the first place. It is not your fault. You don't have to take credit for all your negative karmic baggage. It is not yours. You are more than that. And as soon as you realize that, you'll be free from this incarnation insane asylum. And I'm sure there's people out there who love human experience, who wish to come back here, who think this is the greatest theatrical place in the entire universe. But I'm not one of them. And perhaps if you're still watching, you're not one of them either. And if this is your last time here on earth, you need all that you can get to help you free yourself from the attachments and hooks of this place. Because this place is designed to keep us trapped. It is designed to keep us distracted, to keep us emotionally tied to various things. So the best thing you can do is to first realize the truth of your being, is to know that you're aware. And as this aware free agent, you're completely unbound by the restraints that human life often holds. And that any ties, any hooks, anything that may keep you trapped here is not yours. It doesn't belong to you. It is of this system and can only affect anything that is mixed with this system. So stand in your unmixed self, in the truth that you are before you became something. And from that point, start to detach from all these emotional triggers, start to assess and go over your life, to make amends with and forgive anybody that needs forgiving, to make peace with this life. Because once you pass over, you don't want to be manipulatable. Is that a word? You don't want to be manipulated by these other beings. You don't want to have anything that ties you to this realm. So that once the time comes, you can turn your cheek the other way and ignore any suggestions, ignore the flashy billboards, the light tunnels, and your soul family waiting with love to greet you. You need to ignore all that. And you need to consider how you will act in that case, because what will you do once you pass over and you're completely struck by love? You're so love bombed that you can't even think or see clearly anymore. Are you able to say no to the greatest, grandest love of your life that you've ever felt in your entire life? Are you able to say no to any and all experiences because you are here for truth and truth alone? Stay vigilant, my friend, and take care. Bye.